Man, it's good to be here, folks. In town from New York, and I gotta say, you guys are a lot nicer here. I got a compliment from a lady first day here, and as a guy, you get 8 of those in your life. You get 8 compliments from women. It was a pretty good one. She told me I looked like Jon Snow, and that was pretty good. That's a good one. That'll keep me warm in the winter. But you get complimented so little as a guy because we've kind of overinflated the market with our compliments, but women are very selective with theirs. So like when she told me that, instead of like saying like thanks or like, oh, like do you want to get a drink later, I was just like, oh, and she ran away, you know? Because there's no way to articulate in that moment like, hey, what you just said is going to keep me from killing myself for like 3 years. All right, I wouldn't do it, lady that's concerned in the corner. Thank you, you were the one. I appreciate that. I don't know, if I did kill myself, I would do it in a funny way, because I live in New York. I feel like to stand out, you have to do something like big and theatrical. Like I would go to Times Square and I'd find the tallest building I could, and I'd jump off it and I'd just go like that, you know. Just so like the last 10 seconds of my life could be an Italian guy being like, oh my God, it's Spider-Man! You know? That'd be pretty funny, you know? But a lot of biracial people on the lineup tonight. I'm also one of those. I'm like a half Indian guy, but I got raised by my Indian grandparents a lot, so when I was a little kid, like I picked up their accents. So I was just this little white baby walking around being like, oh, hello, my name is Wolfgang. People are like, you gotta cut that out, man. Who taught this white baby racism? Who taught him how to do that? That's bad. We're gonna invent Twitter in 10 years, and then you're not gonna think that's that funny then. But the weirdest thing about it is because I grew up in North Carolina, so I got like called a terrorist a lot by rednecks, which is so weird because, dude, rednecks and like ISIS, they do like all of the same stuff. You know? Like I feel like if they met, they would be bros. Be like, Ahmed, you like growing out your beard and saying mean things to gay people? I was like, that's my favorite thing. It's like, you ever just sit in the back of a pickup truck and shoot assault rifles? I'm like, that's just Tuesday, oh my God, we're gonna be like best friends. But the sick part about being a little Indian is that you get facial hair very early. Like I had a mustache at age 10, so pedophiles just thought I was a rival pedophile. They're like, what are you doing here, man? This is where I like to pedophile. You gotta go do that somewhere else. I'm like, I'm 7. They're like, no, you're an amateur. That's what you are. But yeah, it's a weird place. There's like, you meet some people that are chill, some people that are backwards. I remember I got in an argument with a guy in North Carolina. He was saying that they should have a straight pride parade, and I was like, no. And he got really mad at me. He's like, why can't we have a parade to celebrate being straight? I'm like, dude, because parades are super gay. It's like, what? That's like, what? You're gonna like get float and put glitter on it? That's their thing. That's stolen valor. You're doing their, like, what does straight float even look like? You know, you can't have a truck pull a truck. That's stupid. That's a dumb float. That would never work. But I will say, New York can also be a little backwards too. Like there's parts of New York that are very like accepting of gay people, and then there's also parts of New York that are Dominican. I know you guys don't have a lot of Dominican people down there, but to just kind of establish what they are, they're like these like black guys that like speak Spanish, but they're also like hate black people, and they call me gay on the train a lot, and it's so weird because it's like a guy calling me gay, but he's dressed like the gayest man I've ever seen. It's like a dude in like a V-neck and like tight skinny jeans, and he's like, "You're gay? I like pussy." I'm like, all right, that isn't track. That's like I almost got like hate crimes by a Dominican guy one time. It's pretty bad. Like I bumped into a Dominican guy like in South Harlem on the train, and he like got really mad at me. He was like, "Hey, you better watch where you're going, faggot." And before I could even tell him not to say that, a different Dominican guy like pushed me out of the way and was like, "Hey, you better leave that faggot alone." I had to thank him. I'd be like, "Thank you, you're my hero." He's like, "No problem, son, even though your lifestyle is a choice," and just like walked away. It's pretty tight. It's pretty sick. Yeah, a lot. But yeah, who's drinking right now? Who's doing that? Yeah, getting a little drunk. I'm a pretty big fan of booze. I come from a family of alcoholics. I didn't drink for a while because of it. Then I got drunk and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. Let's run it back." Like, dude, 7 generations of men cannot be wrong. You can't. You drink a lot, you die 65. Pretty good life. Pretty good. But my dad was like an alcoholic that ran bars, so I just learned things incorrectly as a kid. Like, so until the 10th grade, I used to think a blowjob meant you breathe into a steering wheel to get a car to start. So all my boys were getting blowjobs, and like, "Hey, Wolfgang, you ever get blown before?" I'm like, "Listen, I've given a couple blowjobs. What's up? Anybody need one, fellas?" Like, dude, you should, to who? Like, my dad and his customers, who else? Like, yeah, you should tell your mom. It's like, we take turns, it's a family business. I'll leave you guys on this. Even though my mom married a white guy, she does want me to end up with an Indian woman. She actually made me sign up for that website Indian people use to arrange their marriages. Is anybody on LinkedIn? All right, yeah.